Hope everybody had a great weekend. We had a great one here. We're going into practice 5. We've got 2 spider pads in and 2 good shells days in the last 2 days. And, feeling pretty good about where the team is right now. I think I see good progress. To answer Jerry's question from the other day, I figured I'd wait a few days. You got, two things just to give you update-wise. Bam Bremas is not going to be with us. He has graduated from the University of Pittsburgh, and that's kind of really all I can say at this point. So we're good there. And then the other one is Mason Lindsay from Gallatin High School, Maryland. True freshman, came in with an injury that we took care of and got him cleaned up and fixed, and he'll be out for the year, which I'm always going to give you the year-ending deal. So really came in injured, so we'll get that cleaned up and we'll move from there. And just an injury like that coming out of high school is one of those things that when you think about the new roster number of 105, that it's like, God, now we're 104 when things like that happen, and that's the concerns and worries of those new roster numbers that we have. That you're just one less guy that can go out there and practice for you. So, questions?
Pat, how has the quarterback competition been going so far?
It's going good. I mean, there's always, I think there's competition between 1 and 2, and there's competition between 3 and 4. David Lynch and Ty Diefenbach are battling it out, and right now with Julian Duggar. So it's kind of those all 3 of them are getting a few reps in there just to kind of see where they are, because you got to develop that third team guy, and you never know when that third team guy is going to be your starter or second team guy at one point, and the 1 and 2 spot are battling every day, which is what we expect.
You had Bam inside a little bit in the spring. Is he going to be an end or attack?
Who's that? I'm sorry.
For Bam.
Bam was a kind of a little bit of both, inside outside. It was a little bit of both. So.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Who's been standing out on the defensive line at both tackle and end?
Yeah, it's a great question. There's, again, that's one of those spots that I'm, anxious to see how it goes. But at defensive end, Nate Matlack, I'll just name guys that I feel like are in the top 4 right now. And there's been some major improvements, by all of them. But Nate Matlack, Jimmy Scott, you talk about Chief Borders. I think you got a chance to talk to him the other day. Outstanding kid, Chief Borders. And EJ, you're going to have to help me out on the next one. Sincere Edwards. But Maverick has really gotten better. You see improvement there. You see David Ojebwe is improved from where he was in the spring. So there's a lot of things going on there. And then inside there's a lot of stuff going on. Kai Johnson shows improvement every day. Our quiet time today is talking about consistency. Like if the Kai Johnson consistently give it to you every day, every play, be like, woof. Like he could be a beast inside. Like there's plays you see him like, wow, and then there's like, give it to me. Just stay consistent. We just need that high level all the time to make him really good. But the other guys inside, I tell you what, Nick James had a heck of a day yesterday, getting off the ball and doing what we want him to do. And I know I'm going to miss guys in there, but Francis Brew, big, strong guy. If you ask any of the old linemen, they're going to say he's the strongest guy up front. Isaiah Neal, okay, he doesn't even say that's his name. He's Ghost. Like he introduces himself as I'm Ghost. It's like someday when you get an interview when you're 30, like you can't say I'm Ghost. Okay, so Isaiah Neal, okay, he may not know who that is if he listens and to stuff, but he's got some juice inside. He's got a different gear inside that we really like to see, and I'm trying to think of who else I'm missing. There's guys I'm missing. Tell me if I'm missing, I'll give you a scoop on the punt, EJ. You don't have the rep chart in front of you. Fitzsimmons, of course. He's probably the most consistent of all of them in there. He's firm. Thank you. Thanks, EJ. So that's the inside. Good question.
The guy gained some weight to move.
Yes.
Inside. When a guy does that, is there a transition period he has to go through?
Not really. I mean, he was already about 265, 270. We don't want to ask him to be 315. We want him to be athletic, but we like his athletic ability. We're trying to be athletic. We're going to move him. I mean, to me, the secret to our defense is we don't need these gigantic guys. Anthony Johnson. Let me forget when I said gigantic guy. Anthony Johnson is one of those bigger dudes. It's got a motor. It's got some toughness to him. Love what he's doing as well. So talking about big guys, but we're looking for dudes that can go vertical, and Anthony can do that as well. But and then also we're going to move you. So it's those quicker guys that can run, but we're not going to just sit there and play base defense like a lot of people do. We're going to move and try to make plays in the backfield.
What the corner spot is stood out?
That's okay. We're good. We're good. I was late out here.
Who the corner spot is stood out
Yep.
to you?
What at the corner spot? There's a lot. I mean, I think going into camp, we talked about it the other day, or intro days, Ryland Gandy, but let's look at the other guys. Like, Taman has really stepped up. Rashad Battle's been consistent out there. When you talk about consistency, Noah Bigelow has done some good things. So they're all, it's just we're gonna find out on scrimmage day who makes those plays, but it comes down to making plays. But we've got a lot of guys. I've been really impressed with Taman right now. He's big, tall, he's physical. Okay, if I had to say, who's the most physical corner, besides Ryland, and maybe Taman is more physical than Ryland. Like he's gonna, he's what we call a thumper. I mean, he's gonna hit you, and it doesn't matter who it is. He'll put his pads on. He seems like a really good tackle. Be a heck of a safety as well someday.
How's
You
Rasheed
got a lot of linebackers with experience coming into this year, guys that were sophomores coming into last year. But you also got Cam Lindsey, who we've already seen with a takeaway sticker on his helmet. What's his uphill climb to try to get playing time before being unless he gets redshirted this year?
It comes down to the knowledge. I mean, Cam Lindsey's athletic enough to go do it. It's how fast is he going to pick stuff up? How much can we trust him to go out there and do his job? Because he's certainly athletic enough to go out there and do it. It's just like, is he going to go that way when he's supposed to go that way? Little by little, we'll get him there, and that's Coach Manlack and Coach Bates' job to get that done.
What do you feel his starting point is right now, as far as what you've seen out of him?
I love what I see out of him. I see a young guy that's eager, plays hard. He's taking care of his body, which is important. Some guys, still don't know how to take care of their body and be accountable for that. But he's done a nice job.
The guys you were talking about on the D-line, it's kind of obviously a revamped group from last year. How do you kind of evaluate how they're coming together as a unit?
The way you evaluate is, how they play on on Saturday when we get to a scrimmage, and how they practice every day. So I think we know what the standard is up front, and we'll just continue to evaluate them every day. One more minute, EJ, and then I'll roll.
All right. Rasheem Braylon and Jordan all played as freshmen last year. How are they looking in camp so far?
They're doing good. Rasheem is, has been explosive out there. Braylon's, playing a little Mike, playing outside as well. Rasheem's just playing really both outside positions. And then Jordan Bassey's doing a nice job. He's athletic, and he continues to develop. He's still walking. I think in the spring you guys all knew, he had a shoulder, so we're slowly getting him in there. I don't want him in there, blowing things up. So, he's going with Skelly. We're just taking it slow, so we don't lose him because he's awful important.
When do you guys go to full pads?
Tomorrow will be our first day. Then we get to hit somebody, and then we got a day off on Wednesday. So,
Last one.
What's been the biggest improvement in Ryland Gandy's game?
Ryland's just consistent. We talk about the focus today is consistency, but in details. But he's detailed. He knows what to do, and he's the same guy every day. You can count on him. And again, I guess it's that trust factor that you just can count on him. And we continue to look at these things every day and what they're doing. But he's consistent, and when you look at the athletic ability, he's athletic enough to do what we want. So he pays attention to the details, and he's consistent. And that's if every player on our team was consistent. I can go down and say who's inconsistent. I won't tell Jerry. I'll tell everybody else. But there's consistency issues. I think consistency is critical.